Hello and welcome to the V8 Supercars Americas Series. I am Kane Kraft. JD not with us tonight. Here tonight at Imola. The very first time for me to ever even see this track here in iRacing. Downloading it, or just got it downloaded, launching into the race as we speak. Do have a very special guest here tonight in the comms booth with us. 13-time champion Marlon McMullen. I know I over-exaggerated that just a little bit, Marlon. Five-time champion here in the America Series, Marlon McMullen.
Yeah, g'day guys, how are we today? Yeah, I'm pretty excited to be here today and having a good watch of the race. It's looking pretty good today around Imola. Hopefully these boys are going to have a nice run here, and it's a shame I'm not out there with them today, but I'd always love to be around the element of the V8 racing, so hopefully these boys put on a good show.
I hear that we had a awesome pole sitter today, Corey Preston, with an amazing time. It gets out onto the pole, which is awesome. I think that's probably Corey's second pole here in the America Series, so good on Corey for getting that pole position. I do got the race starting to come up here. Let me get this live for you guys.
Yeah, well done to Corey on sitting on pole position at the moment. He's doing quite a good job of fending off Ethan throughout the first lap, and hopefully once these pictures come to you guys live, you'll be able to see the job that Corey is doing.
Alright guys, I do got some video for you to see. We are focused right now on Corey Preston out in front of Ethan Greg Galt. Corey just showed up today with his game face on. Took the pole. Let's take a look and see what his time was. 1:43.812 for Corey Preston. Well over 3/10 ahead, or faster than Ethan Greg Galt. Jake Blackhall started in third. Jake Burton with us today started in fourth. Paul Gorell started fifth. Adam Zedinger sixth. Jason Quire seventh. Sean Kelly eighth. Cooper Murray started ninth, and Sanjin Dalalik started in the 10th spot.
It's quite an incredible time by Corey to be the only one in the 1:43, so hopefully he can put his head down at the moment and sort of focus ahead, but unfortunately he's got a hard-charging young Ethan behind him, so I'm sure Ethan's looking to get that move done, and we'll see what happens over the next couple of laps here, okay?
Ethan looks to be being extra patient here at Imola. I imagine all these guys probably will try to be a little extra patient here. Nobody's got a whole lot of track time here at the track, so imagine we'll see everybody taking it a little easy here today, and probably see maybe a little harder racing on the Monday night show.
You're just having a watch at the moment between Cooper Murray and
Whoa!
I believe it's Sandy.
Sorry to interrupt. That's Corey Preston made a mistake. He went wide, and that's going to really put Ethan. I thought Ethan was going to get him, but somehow Corey recovered. Managed to stay out in front of Ethan, but it's not going to last long. Ethan now to the side.
Oh, they're going to battle hard down to Trigago. Here, okay, let's see, it comes out in front. Well, he's braked very hard deep in to see how Ethan comes around the side, hopefully. Oh, that's allowed Jake to come into it.
Oh, Jake Burton just comes in there, nails Ethan Greg Galt. Oh, tough break for Ethan. That's put him back to 12th before he got really going again. He's back behind Ryan Shelton at the moment, so tough break for Ethan Greg Galt. Jake Burton now up into second. He's got Jack Hall behind him. Those guys going to try running down Corey Preston now.
Yeah, that was a little bit of a weird incident, but hopefully we know how well Ethan should be able to recover and see what he can do over the next 15 laps. I'm not sure if there'll be a pit stop today, Kane. I mean, it's a 25-lap race. The fuel is limited to 67%, but I don't know, the way the season's sort of going at the moment, panning out, there hasn't been any pit stops, so hopefully today's that day. But now the focus sort of goes on to Jake and Corey to see what they can come up with. I believe we have Jason Quire sitting in the pits at the moment. I'm not too sure why.
Yeah, Jason with a super beat up car. He's a lap down in the pits, so not sure what happened to Jason Quire there. Definitely a rough race for the STC guys here today so far. I do want to mention in 8th, our very own Reese Gardner doing a great job in the Daco machine. Up into 8th so far. He's just behind Cooper Murray, getting ready to battle up there for 7th. Cooper Murray just behind Sean Kelly. Sean in 6th place, trying to track down Adam Zettinger. Adam's 3 seconds ahead, but Adam not too far off from Paul Gorell in 4th. And then, of course, Jake Blackhall in 3rd, Jake Burton up in 2nd. Corey Preston still out in front by nearly a second now over Jake Burton.
Yeah, they're starting the bunch up. Nice little 2x2 battles, but there's looking like there's a couple of battles which may develop quite quickly into some 4-car battles, so let's see what the next couple of laps have for installment.
To the viewers, I am noticing some drop packets here in the broadcast. I was broadcasting at 60 frames. I cut it back to 30 just to try to clear it up a little bit. Still just a little glitchy, but it is looking a lot better. Hopefully this thing clears up. I'm not sure what the issue is, to be honest with you. Alright, taking a look back at 13th place, Ryan Shelton in the SDRT machine. He is right on the bumper there of Stephen Phillips. And then Sanjan Dalalik in 11th. Sanjan last week just had an outstanding race. This week back in 11th so far. Ethan has made his way up several positions now to get back up into 10th. So a great job from Ethan so far, catching back up to these guys.
Yeah, he's definitely just putting the head down at the moment and sort of plucking away. I mean, there's a couple of battles which are starting to develop. One in front of Sean Kelly, which I think someone's just ran wide. Reese Gardner's going for the move up into the corner of Tosa. It's quite a nice 3-car battle there. Paul Gorell and yeah.
Yeah, Paul Grill now to the inside, or outside rather. He's got Jake Blackhall to the inside. These guys almost 3 deep here, going. Looks like they tucked back in. Jake Blackhall in 3rd, Paul Gorell 4th, Adam Zettinger right in the mix in 4th.
You'll see what happens up into the Variante Alta up here. This corner is quite a make or break of the lap. It's so easy to run off there, but all the boys have done a phenomenal job to get through that.
Now, we seen on Facebook yesterday, Mike Budzing commented on one of these chicanes that he really had a tough time with. Was that the chicane that those guys just went through that he ran off so many times? It just sneaks up on you and you just blast right through it, from what I was understanding.
Yeah, that corner just then was the Alta. That's one of the toughest circuits on the track. I mean, all the corners here, this is just such a brilliant track. It really demands the most of the utter respect you can give it, and it provides some great racing, but it's so easy to get it wrong. And you know, these cars, they bite hard. If you lock up a brake, it's just very hard to recuperate it and get all the energy into the corner. But at the moment, these boys are showing exactly their skill and showing why that they're some of the best out there. And there's a couple of really great battles in the track forming at the moment, so it's interesting to see everyone sort of learn the track and sort of wanting to pick their spots for passing. So it's quite young still, and it's going to be some great moves, I think, over the next few laps.
I think some of the guys did get some practice. Last night there was a race that some of these guys got to race on Imola. I'm not sure where the race was exactly. I'm not real good with the Australian series, but I do know that one of the series ran last night, and these guys had a great race there. So some of these guys probably with a little bit more practice than others, and we'll probably see those guys be a little bit more comfortable here tonight.
Yeah, most of the boys are really putting on quite a great show at the moment. They all seem to understand the track, and there's a few battles that are starting to develop, as I've quoted quite a few times now. But the battle between Corey and Jake at the front's actually starting to heat up. Jake managed to take out a couple of attempts at Corey in the last couple of laps, so that seems to have a little bit of life into it. And we've also got to see how Ethan's starting to progress through the field as well.
Yeah, Ethan now caught right up to Dale Niche. Thought he was going to go for the move there, but tucked back in behind Dale. Hey, Ethan in a pretty tough spot, Marlon. Tell us, how hard is it whenever disaster strikes early in the race like that and you get shoved all the way to the back? Yeah, it's got to be real aggravating and just, well, it's got to make you mad. How hard is it to tempt that anger to concentrate on your race and try to make your way back through the field?
Oh, I think it depends on each and every racer. I mean, Ethan doesn't show much emotion at all. I don't even know if the boy has any emotion. I don't know much about him, but it's all about just going, okay, it's in that moment. It's not the worst thing ever. The car's still okay. Just quickly get it back onto the track and just sort of try and salvage what you can. And because in the next 10 or 20 laps, you sort of use that anger and aggression that's built up in you in that one brief little moment. You know, you put all that energy into the next 20 laps, and then all of a sudden you're pulling out some of the best races you've ever done before. And I know over my time, I've had it unfortunately happen to me, and I just sort of use it to the best of the advantage. You know, stuff goes wrong, but you can't just sort of give up on the moment and run away, and that's what Ethan's showing today, and he's showing that determination at the moment, and you know, he's sitting right on the back of Reese now, so he's not done yet. I mean, the race is only lap 7, it's still quite early out of the 25-lap race. We've got to see how this boy's going to progress.
Yeah, Ethan definitely a very low-key driver. He's very technical. He just concentrates on what needs to be done, it seems like, and yeah, when he's out in front, he just kind of keeps his lap times real consistent and just really focuses on what he's doing. So I bet there's probably not a lot of emotion going on in the car right now. It's just, you know, focusing on what he's got to do to get back through the field, and doing quite well at it, now back up into 8th.
Yeah, most definitely. He's showing he's being calm at the moment, and he's being rewarded lap by lap. He's just doing the job that he needs to do, and you know, there's not much more you can do in this scenario like this. You just got to just take it in the greatest stride you can and realise, you know, as I said, it's not the worst thing ever to happen. You have your days like this, and you know, he didn't do anything too wrong to end up in that position. He was just having a nice little battle, and you know, next second, all of a sudden he's facing in the gravel down at Trigago, and he's bounced back, and that's why he's won a couple of championships as well. It's that determination, the tenacity to just keep coming back and again and again and again, but we'll see how he progresses.
A little bit of trouble for his teammate up in now position 5 as Paul Garrell got a little loose, maybe a little touch from Adam Zeidinger, and yeah, Paul got a little squirrely there. Adam got around him, and Paul recollected pretty quickly. So we'll see Paul up here battling back with Adam again, and this thing's just going to get hotter as these laps tick away. Like you keep saying, there's several battles that are just kind of shaping up. We've got Sanjin Delalik back in 10th. He's starting to catch up to Reese Garner, and then of course that battle for 3rd, 4th, 5th.
Oh,
that
Sean
battle's
Kelly's in the
hot.
pits.
Yeah, Sean in the pits. So these guys must need a pit stop to get through the 25 laps here at Imola.
Well, this is brilliant. This makes the race even more exciting. Sorry, I haven't done any laps at all this week, so I don't even know my own fuel bill.
Reese Garner in the pits as well. So that does get Sanjin around Sean.
I would imagine it's a short stop of about 20 odd litres or somewhere in the ordinance of that area. Sean is away. Well, this becomes a little bit more interesting now, Kane, because now we can sort of see who's going to perform an undercut out of the Paul Garrell battle, and we'll see what happens with Jake here if he comes in a couple of laps earlier. You know, every lap that you come in earlier, you want to be that person to come in now, and Sean coming in now, hopefully he'll reward himself with a couple of positions. Because this track here, it's a killer on tyres. It's so easy to lock up the left front here, and with all the undulating sort of parts of the circuit, it's a lot of brake sort of pedal requirement that goes into each and every corner. So I'm sure that the boys' tyres are starting to feel it, and we'll see what happens.
Yeah, Sean Kelly did come out in good clean air, so he'll be able to make up some time there. Providing everybody pits as quick as that pit stop was, I'm wondering if we might see some drivers try to fuel save it.
Cool. What was the pit stop time, out of curiosity?
For Sean Kelly, 13.5, 13.8 for Reese, 13.5 for Dale Neese, 11.3 for Rory, and then Jason Quire's been in there for a very long time.
Okay, so they're taking tyres. Let's just have a watch of Jake Burton's pit stop, because I think he's pretty close to the area of Sean Kelly, or if he makes time on Corey.
Little mistake there on pit stall entry there for Jake, cost him maybe a second or two.
Yeah, that was a little bit interesting. I thought he stalled the car for a second. I don't know if he took tyres then. That was a pretty swift pit stop by the looks of that.
Yeah, 12.7 even with the little mistake, so Jake Burton may have not even taken tires there.
Oh, someone's run off the track. Who was that? Jason Quire. Oh, he's just getting out of the way for the black cars. It's very nice of him. He's having a tough day today. That's horrible to see for Jason. He's been putting in such a good effort over the last season, and he's really been improving with his racecraft. And hopefully today, he doesn't take it too badly and comes back strong next week. Oh, Sanjan's lost it. Sanjan has gone off the track. He's recovered pretty quickly though.
We'll go back and take a look at that. See just what happened to Sanjan there.
Yeah, he just locked it at the Acu Minarali. That's a hard corner to say, and he just continued to go off. It's so easy to do there. You go down that little hill, that undulation part that I'm talking about, and it requires so much brake and a little bit of turn in the steering wheel, and he just couldn't pull it up at all, Kane.
Yeah, it's easy to understand how that can happen there. You just get so much speed, and then just the momentum of the car itself, it just blast right past it.
It was like a washing machine on wheels then, wasn't it? It just couldn't do anything. He was asking the car to turn, but he just got no response from it.
Checking back out in front, Corey Preston now 7.7 seconds ahead of second place Adam Zeidinger. And of course, Corey has not come in for his pit stop yet, nor has Adam. But Corey having 8 seconds to play with before pit stops, that's definitely looking good for Corey Preston.
Well, I'll tell you who has just pitted, Jake Blackwell, and he's coming out, and I think he'll come out around Jake Burton or Sean Kelly's area. Here comes Sean, so he's come out in a nice little bit of a gap here. Let's see what Sean does over the next few laps. I'm also noticing that Ethan's progressing quite beautifully at the moment, and he's caught up to Cooper as well.
Yeah, Ethan doing just exactly what he needs to do. He's just keeping it cool and just being very technical, trying to get through this track and get around as many cars as possible. If he's put in a lot of practice here, probably a really good track for this to happen on, because there's probably a lot of drivers out there tonight that's not quite confident here at Imola.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's such a new track still that it's so easy to make a mistake. I mean, well, here we go there, just like that for Cooper, and he's run a little bit wide, which will allow Ethan to get the run out of the last corner and get the nice shoot, but he doesn't even need it because the world's just opened up for him right there and then. All the cars in front of him have gone into the pits. How good is that for Ethan? Licking his lips there.
That puts Ethan back in second place behind Corey Preston, but of course, like we mentioned, pit stops still to come for both Corey and Ethan. Will definitely be interesting to see where Ethan comes out. I guess he should come out somewhere around 7th.
Sorry, Kane. Sorry, Talnish just took a very interesting line through the corner that Mr. Mike Budson had issues yesterday, the Variante Alto. It's such an easy corner to lock up, and Dalnish just created one of his own racing lines that I've never seen before through that corner.
Yeah, listening to, or reading rather, Mike's little commentary on his race yesterday, he said that thing just sneaks right up and you just end up blasting right through it. I guess he missed that corner probably just about every lap, and just not enough practice here at Imola. And yeah, so I haven't personally been on the track. Usually I do like to get in the car and go out and get some laps and just check out the track. Usually, yeah, it's not very fun to watch, but I can at least tell what corners are going to be challenging for you guys and stuff like that. But not even enough time to do that this week.
Christian Morona and Jake Burton were having a nice little battle there.
Yeah, Christian, new driver. Well, he's going to go wide just like Sanjin did a couple laps ago. That's the same turn, I think, and yeah, just took it in a little too hot, and that's going to be an incident point for Christian.
And that's going to allow Adam to sneak up right on the back of him, and if he does anything like that again, Adam's going to go for a move, and he's just going to get slaughtered by the next two guys behind him.
This is the first time that I have noticed Christian Morona in the V8 Supercars America Series here in the top split. So another lockup from Christian. He's going to go off and go wide right while we got him on camera. When he watches this back, he's not going to be too happy that he just happened to be the focus of the camera when he did that. But welcome to the series nonetheless, Christian. I'm going to get the camera off of you so that you don't have any more commentators curse there.
Well, in that time, Ethan has just also completed his pit stop, so you might want to pop it back on around that area.
Yeah, he came out just behind Jake Blackhall, ahead of Paul Garrell. That's amazing.
He's made some definite time there, hasn't he? Yeah, he's made a lot of time up, Kane. He's right in front of Sean Kelly as well. He's right up there, going to be battling for the podium soon. This race is tight. This race is re-tightened back up. If anything, after the shakedown and pit stops, everyone's really close again, and I think we're going to have a really great stint towards the last 12 laps here.
I agree. It's really looking like we're going to have some great battles in some very key positions.
And Jake Blackhall's starting to have a look on Christian Morona. See what he can do out of here. Oh, a little bit of a touch on the bumper. Bit of a hello, how you going? Let's see what happens at the Varianta Alta. It's quite a tricky corner to get it past you. You've got to have a lot of confidence in each other. Or a lot of stupidity. Fortunately, that was a lot of confidence which paid off that time.
Yeah, especially since Christian been having so much trouble getting the car slowed down for these turns. That was pretty brave, but put him on the outside of that turn so that if he did go wide, he was going to be safe anyway. So same for Ethan there. It's he gets around no problem. That's going to leave Paul Garrell back there to try to get something done as well. Paul being held up just a little bit. It's going to allow Sean Kelly to get right there on the bumper of Paul Garrell.
Yes, Christian definitely getting a welcome into the series. As I said a few laps ago, one by one they'll just start coming out of nowhere like, a hornet's nest. So we'll see what happens around here. Oh, Sean Kelly.
Great save from Sean Kelly. Drifted it in there and managed to get the move done on Christian, but lost a little time to Paul Garrell, but a nice looking drift, saved it, and got in front of Christian, so that could have been disastrous.
That was quite a monumental save by Sean. He should be feeling quite chuffed that he even got the car back facing the right way, so good on him for that. Oh, here comes Cooper. Geez, they're mean, these boys, aren't
they? Yeah, poor Christian. He was looking up there, being up in third or fourth place, and thinking, "Wow, this is all right." And then the guys come out of their pit stops.
Sorry, Kane. Ethan saw an opportunity on Jake locking up into that corner that Sanjin has had the issue with earlier. Going to the Varianta Alta. Here he goes up from the inside. Can he pull it off? Very nice move from very nice, great allowance of racing room between the both. Good on him.
That's going to put Ethan effectively in 4th position, so a great comeback from Ethan Greg Gold. Awesome. Awesome to say the least. I love watching these guys come up through the field like that. It sucks when it happens and they have to prove themselves by coming through the field like that. But whenever they do, man, it makes for some great TV watching these guys. It really shows that these guys ain't out at the front just because they can turn a good lap in qualifying and keep it fast from being out in front. Ethan definitely showing that he is very skilled not only out in front, but he can get around cars as well.
I think what's the lap? If he's lucky, Ethan might be able to get one more position, but we'll see what happens over the next course of the 10 laps. But that's pretty much, I believe, all he can do for today, and he's put in a great effort to come back that far. So well done to Ethan. He's got over that hurdle at the start. And these days are character building days, Kane. You can't win every race. You don't need to win every race to win a championship. You just got to put yourself in the right position and always come back, from a crisis scenario. So good on him. He's done well today.
The main thing for these championships is just showing up every week and trying, showing up and trying each and every week. And if you do that, you will be in a good position at the end of the series for a championship.
Yeah, most definitely. I mean, Corey last week unfortunately made a bit of a mistake which haunted him in a little bit in the points, but look at today, he's come back and he's bounced back at the moment and he's out in the first doing a commanding job, which is great to see young Corey do that. So they're great confidence building days, and him seeing that Ethan have that little bit of a trouble, I'm sure that would have spurred him on a bit harder to come through, but you don't get many chances on someone like Ethan or a racer like that, so you've got to take the most of the opportunity. Sorry, Cooper Murray's locked up the brakes, he might be flying off the circuit. But, oh, geez, he has. Oh, something's happened to Cooper Murray, Kane. What has happened there? I think he's all tapped.
Yeah.
That is heartbreaking.
He flew off, like you said, but then all of a sudden, I don't know, it's like his controls quit working. We'll take a replay and see exactly what happened there.
That was very bizarre. Sorry, I was watching that. I was talking at the same time. I'm completely baffled.
Yeah, strange. He lost it there and just never did reclaim it. Like he thought it was going to grab and it just never did. Because you don't see a lot of input.
Yeah, no, the wheel was just continually left hand down. I think something happened there with one of his drivers or something with his wheel.
Alright, so now up in 8th, Paul Gorell has caught up to Jake Blackhall. The SD machine looking really good. This stupid overlay, after I reloaded Windows last time, a lot of drivers got reverted back. It's really an error here on Paul Gorell. Paul Gorell racing for SDC Motorsports. This week I've got to get through those overlays, guys. My apologies. Seriously, that's a pretty big mistake.
Quite a nice battle starting to develop between Ethan and Adam here, and this is great to see Adam. He's quite a new fella. He's been around for a while, but this season he's been putting in a really good effort, and I've been watching the progress of this young fella, so it's good to see him have a nice battle here with Ethan, and let's see what happens here, eh?
This engine finally came into the pits.
Did he change those tyres finally?
Yeah, he's finally on the way out, 14.8 seconds, so he did take tires.
Jeez, he lasted quite a long time on those things. I'm going to go do him for tyre pressures.
Ethan has got around Adam. That's going to put Ethan 8.3 seconds back from Jake Burton with 9 laps to go.
I don't think he'll be able to do anything else. I think that's pretty much the end of his day.
He would have to have more than a second a lap on Jake to reel that in, and I just can't see that happening. But I would love to see it. I'd love to see Ethan get up there to Jake, as Jake is the one who did send him back to the back of the pack. Not intentionally, of course, I'm sure, but accidents happen.
Well, that's the thing. You got to think of it now. I mean, Ethan could see that on the relative. Mr. Jake is ahead of him, and he definitely has memories that haunt him from the first few laps, so I'm sure that he's going to actually try the hardest that he can, and it looks like he is. He's using quite a lot of curb at the moment, a lot of car, to really push it through the circuit, so he sees red, Kane. He sees red like those taillights on his car.
Yeah, he's definitely making progress just since getting around Adam there. He was at 8.3, now he is down to 6.9 seconds. So well over a second just in just a few turns. So Ethan making some progress. I don't think he's got enough time, but it'll be interesting to watch.
And we'll see that gap come down. As I believe 100% as well with you. I don't think he'll catch him, but doing something like this, taking those massive time gaps out as quick as possible, it puts a lot of pressure on Jake. And Jake is no bad driver himself. He's quite a good young driver, and up here today in second position, he's showing exactly why he's so good as well in the V8 series. So it's good to see him have a nice run today. It's great to see Corey out in front. He's commanded the whole race, Kane. He hasn't really put a foot wrong at all today, and he's pretty much my driver of the day, Corey. He's done a great job. He's popped it on pole. He was the only one in that 43s, I believe it was, and he's just commanded the whole race.
Yeah, the biggest battle on the track right now between Paul Gorell and Jake Blackhall. Paul has just been trying everything to get around Jake, and Jake taking everything Paul can dish out and just staying in that 6th position. I imagine...
Has
Go
Ryan
ahead.
Shelton pitted?
No, Ryan hasn't pitted, and Christian Morona has not pitted.
Is Ryan fuel saving?
Let's go on board with Ryan and just see if he's going to try to make it through this thing.
Because he's leading the race. I think he might be pulling something here.
I don't think Ryan has ever really been known as a fuel saver. I think he has said during his races that, yeah, into the pits he goes.
Yeah, he's called me a lie. Yeah, there you go.
Just wait until the very last second to hit his pit stop. So Ryan now in. That's going to put Corey back into his lead position, 5.1 seconds ahead of Jake. So Jake has been taking some of that time out of Corey's lead, but Corey's still with a substantial lead there, 5.2 seconds.
I think the race is going to pretty much check itself out in the first 3 positions. As long as these boys don't do anything silly, they should be right. But in saying that, I don't know. If you sort of look at it, and Jake sort of looks like he's catching him a bit. You don't know if Corey has any issues he's holding on to, or he might be fuel saving, or some sort of issue he's not trying to make evident, but he is catching him, Jake.
Rory Windrum back in 14th, starting to gain on Stephen Phillips in 13th. Stephen, pretty new to the America Series. I think I've seen him here a couple times, having a great race up in 2nd place, holding off a hard-charging Rory Windrum so far. Then, of course, Reese Gardner up in 10th. Ryan Shelton.
Run through of the field where they are.
Yeah. Let's just take a look at that. Go up all the way to the front and check out Corey Preston, who has led this thing from the drop of the flag, so to speak, or the lights going out, however you want to call it. Corey Preston's been there since the beginning. Jake Burton in 2nd. Ethan Greg Gold all the way back up into 3rd, and a stellar, outstanding run for Ethan Greg Gold here today. Adam Zeidinger in 4th. Jake Blackhall 5th. Paul Gorell in 6th. Sean Kelly in 7th. Sanjin Dalalik back in 8th. Del Niche in 9th. Reese Gardner up into a top 10 here so far. He's got Ryan Shelton back behind, trying to reel him in. Ryan just out of his pit stop. Stephen Phillips in 12th. Rory Windrum in 13th. Tim Ballinger in 14th. That could be Ballinger. Makes better sense to me. Phil Jones in 15th. Haven't talked much about Phil here today, but Phil back in 15th place. Car looks a little worse for wear, so a new track here. Definitely been kind of tough here on Phil Jones today. Christian Morona finally got his pit stop out of the way. That's going to knock him back to 16th. Cooper Murray 4 laps down and 17th. He is off the track, as well as Jason Quire.
I'll tell you what, Paul Gorell and Jake Blackall are having one of the battles of their careers at the moment.
Yeah, Paul Gorilla's been trying everything to get around Jake, and Jake has just been doing a stellar job out in front of Paul, not giving him anything to grab a hold of.
He's driving quite well, Jake. He's not really showing any signs of an error or anything evident that he's struggling, so we'll see what he does over the next five laps. And geez, that race has come to an end pretty quickly. Christian Morona, unfortunately, has found the grass again on the corner of that Edson Centre. Unfortunately, lost his dear life. It's a special track, this one, Kane. I mean,
yeah, it is. I was just kind of thinking about that. How do I even mention that this is the track that Ayrton Senna lost his life? Man, he was such an outstanding driver. That was definitely a huge loss to the racing community.
Oh, most definitely, and lose anyone in such tragic circumstances like that, and you feel so helpless. You watch the footage, and it's sad. I mean, it's just, no one ever wants to see something like that, but sometimes some good things can come out of something as sad as that, and they made F1 so safe for so many years until, unfortunately, Jules Bianchi unfortunately lost his life at Suzuka a couple of years back. But lose someone as like Senna, you will never find another person like him. I like Senna because of how aggressive he was. He's a great driver, but it was his passion and his love, and he's just fantastic. And all these boys out there will know that Senna's track, the one he lost his life on, so they all want to do a damn good job around it to respect the man, I guess. And Corey is doing that job absolutely beautifully today. As I said, he hasn't put a foot wrong. He's driving the track like he really knows it quite well. And look how he just rides the car. He's very gentle with it through the curbs, not exerting too much stress on the tyres, except then, of course. But he's doing a great job at the moment. He's hitting all his shifts properly, and he's hitting all his markers accurately, and he's got a very nice gap over Jake, and he'll take that into next week. I'm not sure where they're racing next week, but Corey's looking pretty strong at the moment, in championship perspective land. Obviously, it's quite early on in the season, but these little signs that come throughout the season, Kane, these little key little things like this here and there, it's the signs of, a warning, an early warning sign, and Corey's doing a good job.
Yeah, definitely, and it's so awesome to see Corey having a good season. Of course, last week was kind of a bad week for him, but back out in front this week, doing a great job. As you say, he's really doing a great job up there. He's extended that gap now well over 6 seconds to Jake Burton, so fantastic job, and I am really glad to see it. If anybody deserves a good season, Corey Preston does. He's been racing in the V8 Supercar and with the community for a long time, several years now, and he deserves to have a good season. And when you kind of calm down a little bit and just start driving the car rather than maybe racing too much or racing too hard, or it seems like he's really calmed down this season, and it's really paying off.
Yeah, most definitely. It's the ones who are the quiet ones you've got to be careful of, the ones who don't say anything. And for myself, I like to work by myself. I don't like working in team environments because I feel I put a good, I do a good job, and I do it for myself, And I think Corey's like another sort of person like that. I've always been interested in Corey because I see something in Corey, but he's got these little things that haunt him here and there, and if he can just sort of let those things go, those little demons that come around and do these little weird things, he could win a championship, Kane. I really do have the belief in that. He's a good driver, but he just does some weird things. But this season, he's not showing any signs of that. He's showing a more reformed driver package. It sort of reminds me of like a Romain Grosjean, when he came in the F1, and he was making a few mistakes here and there, but he just improved his racecraft. He got better and better, and today is the day for Corey that he should feel really proud on. It's a 5 second gap over Jake's no easy feat. He should feel really proud.
Yeah, I agree. Couldn't have said it better. He should definitely be proud of the race that he's had here today. 3 laps to go. He's 5 seconds ahead of second place Jake Burton. Ethan Greg Gold back in third. Ethan has knocked that distance between he and Jake down to 4 seconds with 3 laps to go. It's not looking good that he's going to catch up to Jake Burton, but we're definitely keeping an eye on that as well. So a great run from Ethan Greg Gold as well. He's another driver that should really be proud after his performance today, getting knocked all the way back to the back of the field like he did and climbing all the way back up into third, especially at a track as new as Imola. That's outstanding.
Rory Windrum and Stephen Phillips having quite a nice little battle here for 12th and 13th position. We haven't talked much about the rest of the field because, well, they haven't really been doing anything exciting, but here's a good chance. This is a great little battle.
Yeah, Rory been working on catching Stephen for several laps now. He has officially caught him right on the bumper there, Stephen Phillips. It's looking like it might be kind of hard to get a move done here at Imola. It seems like every time you get a little confidence get some speed, you've got some really challenging corners that come up on you.
It's very tough to get into a rhythm. I mean, I haven't done much practice here, especially with those curbs. Those curbs right there, I mean, they can easily make or break your lap. It's all about the car positioning, how you balance it over it, and trying to get the run out of the corner. I mean, unfortunately, most of these boys, as you said, could have been their first race today, and they haven't learned the absolute minute limits of the track. And those little things there, those extra couple of millimetres to shoot off the corner really does help. So one thing today that I think a lot of the guys have been taking into account have been the mistakes that anyone else has made. And it's so easy to lock up a brake. You run wide to the undulating corners. You know, some passes have been like a welcome gift for you. So it just sort of shows you the sort of nature of the track. It's one of the most challenging, I believe, that we're going to do in the V8 Supercar. And these boys have done a great job today to put on some great racing.
Just looking
and they're still continuing right now.
Yeah, just looking on the YouTube page, looking at some comments. I, for some reason, haven't even brought it up today, but I'd mentioned earlier of the Enduro that was last night. ERA did win that race. Top 3 spots were all ERA. So a great job from ERA to take out the entire podium last night. So fantastic.
It's a clean sweep. Good on them.
And it also looks like Cooper did have PC issues, so a tough break for Cooper.
I was just about to say, hopefully Jake can use all that experience and confidence from last night's result to hold off hard-charging Paul Garrel for the next couple of laps here, because it's on here for the last lap.
Yeah, Corey has picked up the white flag. He'll be finishing his final lap here at Imola. Great job from Corey Preston, but the battle is still back here for 4th. Adam Seidinger in 4th. Or rather, Jake Blackhall in 5th and Paul Garrel in 6th. This battle has been going on for laps and laps. These guys, you know, have a huge smile on their face because that's what everybody shows up for, is to have a good race. And these two have nailed it and have had an awesome race.
If there's any way he's going to make the move, it's going to be down here, but all eyes should go on towards Corey because he's coming near the checkered flag.
Yeah, Corey Preston just doing an awesome job here today from the start to the finish, out in front. I slowed off just a little bit here toward the end. Jake has caught a couple seconds on him, but I think if I had such a big gap, I would probably just make sure and take it nice and easy there at the end and bring it home nice and safe, just as Corey's chosen to do.
Oh.
Nice drift,
a little
too.
Bit flamboyant there. Yeah, it was not bad, but, you know, you don't want to do those things until you hit the flag, you know, and especially at the end of a race. Like, you want to be as happy as you can, but something can easily go wrong there, and I've seen a couple of celebrations go amiss. So, but he got it over the flag, and he's done a great drive today. He deserves to be very jubilant, and well done to Jake as well for coming second. I'm not too sure what him and Ethan are going to say to each other after the race. Obviously, we know about the little incident, but it's great to see Ethan rebound back for 3rd, and I think Adam's come across the line in 4th, and I think Jake's Blackhall's holdout the position in 5th there. Good on them. That was a great race today, Kane.
Man,
Really
that was man, it was great to have you in the booth with me today. Not quite sure JD must have had something come up, but nonetheless, had you here with me today, and it was awesome. A great race here. Reese Gardner now finishing off his race. He is going to get a top 10 ahead of Ryan Shelton, who will bring it home in 11th. Great job to those guys. Stephen Phillips and Rory Windrum almost get a photo finish there. Stephen is going to get the 12th place, Rory Windrum 13th. Bill Jones still out on track in 14th. Tim Ballinger will get credited for 15th. Christina Morona 16th. Cooper Murray, computer issues relegated him back to 17th, and Jason Quire, a bad day here today, put him back in 18th. So, man, what do you say about that? Congratulations, Corey Preston. Fantastic job. Burn them down. You definitely deserve it. It was a fantastic job.
There's a lot of cars out there with not much rubber left on them. I don't know what they're all doing on this parade lap, but they're all starting to go around in circles.
I imagine there's lots of drivers just glad to get through the race here at Imola. Definitely a challenging track, and a lot of these guys conquered the track here today, and should be pretty proud of themselves for getting through it.
I think the boys really enjoyed the challenge of a new circuit today. I mean, always when we go to a new circuit, everything's very limited on information. Not to mention we've also got a new car at the moment, so we don't know how it's going to respond. I was very lucky to do some laps here earlier on in the season and get used to it, and I knew it was going to provide some great racing. And these boys have put a tip-top effort in today to show it all and to show the job that iRacing does on all these tracks. We can race a track is historically amazing, this one, and put on a great show. So they've all done that today. They should feel really proud, and they're some of the first people in the world to enjoy a race like this with the V8 Supercar on iRacing.
Yeah, iRacing has just done such a fantastic job. They just keep getting better and better with the product, with the fixing the product and upgrading the product, and then the new content that they release is just better and better each time. The plans for the next year with iRacing are just fantastic. It's going to be a lot of fun to be a member of iRacing in this next year to come. So, not only congratulations to the drivers here in this series, but to iRacing as well for a great product, and to the V8 Supercar community for always bringing such stellar competition. It's a great community to be a part of. Speaking of that, I do want to let everybody watching here today know that we do have a competition going on. I was going to mention this earlier, but the racing was just kind of intense and never did really get the chance to mention it. But we do got a little, not necessarily competition, just a little challenge to the viewers. Take a screenshot of you watching the show here today, or watching it back throughout the week for all the drivers and such that will watch it throughout the week. Take a screenshot of yourself watching, tag V8's Online in it, post it to Facebook, or post it to the V8's Online Facebook page, send it in a message, get it to us on Facebook in some way, that image of you watching the show, and you'll be entered into a drawing to win $15 next week. I think I'm going to do the drawing probably Wednesday, just before the NASCAR iRacing Series broadcast. But we'll give you $15 in iRacing credits to the winner of that drawing, and you'll also be entered into the season drawing. This is going to go on all season long, where each week we'll ask you to post a screenshot of yourself watching the show, and at the end of the season we will pick somebody to win a V8's Online t-shirt. Scotty's been doing a great job getting a website going, as well as a new V8's Online Superstore. So won't be long now, and we'll have some t-shirts available and stuff like that. And if you take a picture of yourself watching the show, you could be eligible to win one of those new V8's Online t-shirts. So I guess that covers that. Marlon, awesome race.
Yeah, it definitely was today. I mean, we've said it quite a few times already. We didn't know what to really expect from a circuit like this. I mean, I didn't even know myself. I did no laps here really at all, and it was great to actually just sort of sit down today and have a watch of it and not have any stress sort of issues with this computer and watch these guys sort of go out there and enjoy the hammer and tong. And they look like they had a great sort of, I don't know, I think most of them will have a smile on the face after the day. And just sort of racing around a circle like this, you just got to respect it. And the track of, as I said, Senna already, it's such a big track, for anyone. So Corey's done a great job today, and looks like some of these drivers are coming in now for some of their interviews, getting ready to go. So let's see what some of them have to say after today's race. Well, looking like they're a little bit busy at the moment, some of these drivers. We'll just let them cool down. Looks like they're getting all their cool suits off and all the gear, getting their helmets off. And Corey's still having his celebrations by the look of it. He's popping champagne corks everywhere at the moment, Kane.
Yeah, well, he's definitely got something to celebrate. A fantastic job here today. See if I can get some images back on screen for you guys. There we go. Alright, now we're ready for some interviews. Let's bring in the race winner and bring in Corey Preston. Corey, what do we say, man? Fantastic job from the start to the finish, out in front. Built up a massive gap, and you didn't really put a foot wrong all day. You really just stayed out in front and got yourself an outstanding win.
Yeah, thanks, Kane. Yeah, it all started with quali. I mean, I saw the weather and it was 43 degrees, and I thought, I told Dale, 45 flat, and you'll be doing something good here. And then I go and prove myself wrong by pulling out a 43.8 in qual on the second lap, and I was like, oh, sorry, Dale. And Dale's like, yeah, I did me 45.3, and he's like at the back of the field. So I felt sorry for him, but. Yeah, I just had to get that start and try not to let Ethan get anywhere near me, because you know what happens when Ethan gets near. He just finds extra speed, gas, and just flies off up into the distance. But yeah, he got the run on me into turn 4 and 5. So we went 2 by 2 through there, and yeah, well, we come out as we were, and yeah, I almost threw it away down at last corner. I locked the brakes because my race set, I have to run a little bit more rear bias just to keep the front end in check and just to get it turned in. And last corner, I'd have made that little bit of a mistake. He got a run on me down straight, and then yeah, I don't know what happened to him, but I saw him sideways in the distance, and I thought, oh no, I was looking forward to a good race with Ethan, but yeah, Jake was keeping me honest. Just that second and a half behind, so that if I made any sort of little error, it was race ons. But yeah, it's just nice to make up for last week. But yeah,
Yeah, most
it
definitely,
was real
Corey.
fun.
You put in a really great effort today. I was just gonna say, myself, it was really great to see you do a 1:43 today, to be the only driver in that sort of time area, and yeah, it really, I think, propelled you for that race, and you took out a really commanding lead, which was great to see. And you did a really great job over Ethan today. And but even after whatever happened to Ethan, unfortunately, was his own sort of area, and you know after that, you just sort of put the head down and you drove a really nice race in front of Jake. And looking with your car, it didn't look like it was exerting as much sort of lockups and sort of issues as some of the other boys were having. And it was really, really nice to drive today. And you drove that car really brilliantly. So well done, Corey, today.
Yeah, thanks, Marlon. Yeah, it was a great car to drive. It was just good over the curbs. Like, you could really hammer the curbs, which makes it a lot easier around here. And this is like a track like Montreal, where our style of car really excels. So it was just nice to have something that you could just fly over the curbs with, and you didn't have to really put much effort into like braking the car. Like, I noticed, yeah, like I said, or I haven't said yet, but yeah, other cars were leaving smoke trails, and yeah, I didn't. I think the only I made a few lock-ups into last corner, but other than that, that was it. But yeah, I don't tend to brake the car as hard as other people can, which is my bit of a weakness. But around here, where you really got a traction off the corner and you got to get that front turned in, it's best not to overexert the tyres in any way. So yeah, I just thankful I got a car that could do that. So yeah, it was mostly the car.
No, well, you drove absolutely exquisitely today. I mean, you responded to any sort of pressure that was thrown at you, and you made limited mistakes, and you, as I said, had a pretty commanding lead, and you did everything right today, and it set you up for next week quite well at another track which I know you're quite good at, which is Oran Park. So I guess you were pretty excited to head around there.
Yeah, Oran Park. It's always a good track of ours. Our style of car again. It's it's got that nice short, sharp, shooty, pointy. Can I add another word to it? I don't know. No, probably not. But it's that real sort of stops. It's that real sort of stop-start nature. So yeah, that I reckon that'll suit our car as well. So yeah, I've already had a drop week at Interlagos, so I'm gonna have to do good at Phillip Island, I think, when we go there, because it's another doesn't suit our car at all. So yeah, I'm trying to make hay while the sun shines now, and yeah, it's working. Yeah, had a good result today, and yeah, I mean, yeah, we'll just see what happens later on in the season, but yeah, next week's definitely good for us.
You got some tough tracks coming ahead of you, Corey, but I think you're going to do quite a good job at the moment. I'm not sure what's happening in week 9. It's quite a blank track at the moment in the calendar, but I know you're quite good at Virginia and Spa, and you like these sort of technical circuits as well. So, I think at the moment you're priming yourself up for a good position, hopefully in the championship land, and I wish you the best of luck, and we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I think week 9 might have been. Week 9's blank, you say? That's interesting, because I was only looking at the calendar the other day, and week 9 was definitely filled in with something. I don't know what it was, though. Was it Virginia?
Nah, Virginia's after Oran Park. It says week 9 at the moment. It's 18 laps. It's on the what's the 8th month? The 9th month. That's August. It's just blank, so I'm not too sure. Kane, do you know anything about week 9? Or
I don't. So, yeah, I guess we'll just have to wait and see what happens for week 9. But
mystery race.
Yeah, awesome. Well, Corey, if you can't tell, we're really happy to see you out in front today. See you doing well in the series, and yeah, it's good to see. So we'll see you next week at Oran Park. Congratulations on a great win.
Yeah, thanks for that, guys. It's really appreciated. I'll have to go watch this one back, because yeah, it was an awesome race to be a part of. And now I can't exit the sim because my mouse has died.
Well, at least.
Why would you want to leave after today?
Server boots anyway, but hey, mouse is working. I think I'll save the replay now, but yeah, really nice to chat to you guys, and just nice to show people that I can get good things. So yeah, anyway, I'll talk to you next week, eh?
All right, well, congratulations again, Corey. Glad to see you up there, up at the front. Next, we're going to talk to Jake Burton. Jake, great second place run. Of course, a little bit of trouble early on, but he got through that and had a great race. A pretty lonely race there in second place for the most part, but got your good pit stop out of the way and back out on track, and yeah, brought it home in second place. Kind of uneventful from after the start, and not a whole lot to say about it after that. Just a great race to get you up in second place.
Yeah, thanks, Kane. Just obviously I've already had a bit of a Facebook message with him to apologise, but just big apologies out there to Ethan and to the SDC boys. He was racing pretty hard with Corey, and I didn't exactly expect him to go for the crisscross again, although I probably should have preempted it. Really, it was exactly what he was going to do, and I just took a narrower line and just tipped him in the rear quarter panel, and that turned him around. But yeah, fortunately he managed to get back up and finish third behind me, so hopefully there's no hard feelings there. But yeah, other than that, I'm not actually sure what happened in the pits. I actually took less fuel than Corey, providing Corey's not lying to me, which I trust him. I ended up taking about 22 litres, whereas he took 25, and yeah, so I expected to come out in front because I was only a second behind when I went in, and I came out 5 seconds behind. So I just don't know what happened there, and then a bit of a poor midsection in the second stint just dropped me back to about 5, and yeah, just a bit of a poorly driven race for me, but I only started practicing about 40 minutes before the race. Had an awesome setup though, so that really helped. But yeah, just Corey was a deserving winner today. Had much more pace than me and was a lot more consistent. So well done to him.
Yeah, I don't know what happened on the pit stop there. Your time in the box was actually really good. Must have had something to do with entry or exit, or do you know you had that little blip as you got to your box? I don't know, like a 1 second little stop, weird deal. But yeah, I wouldn't think that that would cost you more than a second.
Yeah, well, one thing in particular is obviously when you only start practicing about half an hour before the race. I actually have never entered the pits at Imola before. So I was talking to Sean in TeamSpeak, and he said, look, I've just come into the pits and you can't actually see the cone on approach, so you've got to get on the brakes pretty early, and I might have got on it a little too early, and then I actually ended up missing my box. So that I wouldn't have thought would have made 4 seconds, but turns out it did. So yeah, it's a shame, but I know I had some good pace over Corey, especially in the beginning stage of the second stint. So yeah, I think he deserved the win regardless, and obviously with Ethan out of the mix, I think it was a bit of a simple second place for me, a bit of a boring race, but yeah, still a really good track. It's awesome that iRacing have put Imola together, and surprisingly, actually a really good suit to this car, so lots of fun, and thank you guys to the Americas again for the broadcast and the weekly stuff. It's lots of fun to jump in and have a steer.
Awesome. Well, it's great to see you in the series. How's things going out in the real world on the go-kart track for you?
Not too bad actually. Recently moved up to the 125cc tag class, which has been good. Managed to win an open race meeting we call Carnival of Karts over here on my debut in that class, which was really cool and really surprising, and trying to get into some Formula Fords and stuff like that here and there as well. But yeah, of course, the issue that we have in real life racing is the money issue, which is another problem. And obviously, you got guys like Kurt Kostecki and Jake Kostecki, who I've been good mates with and have actually raced in go-karts in WA. I'm doing it in the real V8s now. So yeah, it's good to see that those guys had the opportunity, but unfortunately, us guys down the bottom without so much money don't quite get the chance. But it's awesome to see guys like that with the opportunity, and I'll keep pushing.
Well, that's all you can do is just keep on working at it and hope that the right person comes along and sees you out there, and then maybe things can take off. But I can't wait. Hopefully, we will see you in a Formula Ford out there someday, and I know you'll do just as well at that. So good luck on your future career there. Your continued good luck on your continued oh, my brain just went blank on me, but well, your efforts in the comm box have been going well as well, so good to see. Everything seems to really be going great for you at the moment.
Yeah, thanks for that, Kane. Really appreciate it. And I know looks like you've had some help tonight in the box, but I know what it's like doing it all yourself. It can't be easy. So big props to you as well for putting on this race every week, as well as the I believe you guys still do the NASCAR iRacing series on the Wednesday, if I'm right. So
yep. Yeah, the
big
NASCAR
props
stuff.
to you guys for that.
It's going well. The season's really heating up over there, so it's a lot of fun as well. But man, the V8 stuff, it's really hot this season, and it just makes it a lot of fun to show up and broadcast these things. But thanks to for all you do to help out the V8 Supercar community, for your help in commentating the series that you do as well. It's you and Sam. I don't know that people thought you guys would be quite as good of a combination as you guys have turned out to be. It's really a lot of fun to watch you guys commentate the races. So good job to both of you guys on that. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, thanks for that, Kane. Yeah, Sam and I get along well. in the commentary box, so a lot better than we did as teammates. But it's good to see that we're mates again and out doing that. But two guys that really have to be thanked, especially for the V8 Sculpt side of stuff, for the two guys that you've actually got on the channel. Sean, who does a lot of behind-the-scenes work, and Reese, obviously, in commentary and track guides and stuff like that. So definitely, I think, time for them to get a chance to talk, KK.
Alrighty, let's do it. Let's bring in Sean Kelly. Thanks again, Jake. Fantastic race, bringing it home in second place. Sean Kelly with us now. Sean, a seventh place finish, not great, but not bad either. A tough field here tonight, so I would say that that's probably a pretty good result and a fantastic save about midpoint in the race. That was awesome to watch.
Yeah, no, the field's always tough. You need to be out racing Cody during the week, so it's all good. But yeah, brought to the track this morning, first laps, had to wait a while to download, so didn't give us time. And then yeah, sort of qualified better probably, but just fluffed the last corner. And yeah, I think the save was probably when my G27 came off the disc. So I had to spend the rest of the race with one of the clamps not done up and loose, and the whole wheel on a tilt, and but yeah, still finding some green sectors towards the end of the race on the old tyres. So yeah, still learning track as I went. So just really can't wait to get back here again. But awesome track to race at though.
Yeah, that's quite an issue, Sean, to come up losing one of your wheel clamps in the race and sort of hanging on for dear life. It sort of reminds me of like that footage. I think it was Greg Russell with that Aussie racing car where he pulled the steering wheel off the thing. So good on you for trying to hold that thing up, and I just want to credit you on that amazing save that you did. You should probably take up some sort of form of drifting, mate. That was incredible. But today you drove a really great race. It was great to see you out there. How did you find him? Was it quite a tricky technical track though?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't find it too bad to start learning. Just usual story, just trying to find where those track limits are and off tracks and this and that. So yeah, I just can't wait to get back here again because it does seem like a lot of fun, a lot of good to race. Stuck my nose in to Cooper Murray in the second last corner. He gave me a space there, thankfully, but then I sort of moved over him on the exit, and he got my rear quarter, and we lost a couple of seconds. So yeah, sorry to Cooper for that. But yeah, enjoying the race. Yeah, it's just good fun, and I really need a sim rig, I think, so I don't have these sorts of hardware issues.
Well, you did very well today. I mean, it's quite a new track. It's good. I believe it's one of the hardest sort of ones that we do at the moment, right up there in the terms of complexity. And you guys put on a great show today, and it's quite hard, trying to pick where you want to pass and make all these sort of ideas and judgments because it's hard to find those extra millimeters. But you did a good job today, and you came home in a nice solid position, which sort of helps you. I'm not too sure if you're going towards a championship, but it sort of helps you in that sort of department at the moment. And do a strong the tracks that you like, Oran Park, so we'll see what you can do there.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm sort of medium at Oran Park, but looking forward to VRR, and yeah, just struggling to find the time to really to get in there. So I might try and return season 1 as well next year or something. I might try and do 2 seasons next year, and trying to be a bit more sorted. And but yeah, no, it's good fun. It's good racing against a different bunch of guys at times, and just keeps getting tougher and tougher. There's more guys who got the handle on the V8 and having a lot of fun with it. So yeah, it's just good fun. So yeah, look forward to VRR in particular.
Yeah, the V8 Supercar, amazing car, amazing community. It just don't hardly get any better. Great racing. You just got the track today, this morning, downloaded it, jumped in, so that 7th result is actually a fantastic result. You didn't get much practice on the track, and such a difficult track to come out here, jump in the car, get through this thing in 7th place. That's actually amazing as complex as this track is, so good job on that for sure.
Yeah, not too bad. Without going through the chicane off track and taking 6-7 litres too much fuel and the wheel coming off, might have been up there in 4th, or at least fighting for 4th. So yeah, a bit more time. Hopefully I would have been up there with Jake and Corey and that. So, but yeah, congrats to them, because yeah, good to see Corey doing so well. Good to see lots of other guys doing really well, like Blackhill and Goro, who's been around the V8s for a long time. So yeah, it's just good to see.
It is. It's this car is really suiting a lot of drivers, and a lot of drivers getting past that little hurdle where that kind of mid-pack hurdle that a lot of the drivers kind of hang out in for maybe 4 or 5 seasons. It seems like a lot of them getting over that hump, and it's really producing a lot of great racing this season. And it's always great to see that competition level reach that point where everybody's got a good race going on throughout the field. So it's awesome to watch. Sean, thank you so much for joining us here tonight and just racing in the series. I always love it whenever you join the series and run for a season. It just adds that much more to the series, and yeah, so thanks.
No worries. Thanks, Hybrid Racing Simulations, TTR, and yeah, just thanks to you guys for putting it on for us every week. So cheers, guys.
I think we have one more driver left, Kane. I think we're going to have to run down the pit lane and go get him.
Yeah, Reese Gardner, thanks for joining us tonight. Great to see you out on the track here in the V8 Supercars America Series. Great job here tonight. Brought it home in top 10. New track and a very difficult track, so to bring home top 10, actually a very good result.
Yeah, thanks guys. I'm really happy with that result. I didn't go into this expecting too much, but ever since the update to the V8 Supercar, amazingly enough, I've actually enjoyed driving it. So who knows, you might see more of me out there. But yeah, I've always liked Imola as a track on other sims, and you know, had the good setup and had the consistency down except for a few spins, and yeah, top 10, very happy.
No, it was a great drive today, Reese. You shouldn't feel any sort of hard feelings at all. It's great to see you out there, and you know, in such a field as tough as these guys, you drove an outstanding race in all honesty, and you know, it was great to see you back out there and sort of finding the passion again for it, because you know, this update, it's great to see all, you know, as you said before, Kane, all these new guys coming back out and having a crack again, because you know, it just shows you how good some of these guys are, and Reese has put in a great show today to come in and be able to demonstrate his skill, and as I said, Reese should be really proud, and we hope to see you back again, hopefully.
Yeah, thanks guys. I really do hope so. Of course, it depends on my scheduling and stuff like that, but yeah, it's good to be racing the V8 as well as commentating on V8 races and V8 scops. So yeah, things are looking up at the moment.
Yeah, I don't get a chance to have you over here on my show very often, so it's great to see you. I'll take the opportunity just to say thank you for all that you do for V8s Online, as well as the V8 Supercar community in general. What you do for the broadcast on the V8 Scops races is unparalleled. It's a great job that you do, not only with the commentating, but then you take the time and the effort into making the track videos, which are just unbelievable. So thanks probably from every one of us here watching the race and racing in the race, and everybody in the community. Probably a big thank you from everybody.
Well, thank you, Kane, for the kind words, and yeah, it's it comes from a place of passion for me. So yeah, I really do enjoy doing what I do here at V8s Online, and yeah, thank you guys for taking the time to broadcast this race this weekend. V8 Supercars Americas has always been a consistent series in terms of participation and good racing, and I feel honoured to be a part of it now.
Yeah, it's a great little series, and the racing there has always been pretty close and competitive. It's just a series. Whenever, you know, back when we started broadcasting it, it wasn't being broadcast or anything, but it was just a series that I felt like it deserved to be broadcast. And me not being good at these cars as far as on the track racing, I enjoy it, but just not got any pace at all. Just kind of wondered, what. Maybe that's something that I can do for the community, and so learned how to do the broadcasting thing, and it just kind of took off from there. And Jay got a hold of me and said, let's do this thing, and we did. And so now we're well over 2 years now doing this series, and
2 years.
It's been a lot of fun. I gotta say, like you, it's just kind of a passion.
I don't know what's harder, Kane, the driving aspect or the commentary. job after today. I think you guys do a terrific job in all aspects.
I tell you, my weakest point is the after the race, the talking to the drivers is the hardest part to know what to say, what questions to ask, and just for it all to come to your head quick enough to where you just don't sound like a babbling idiot is probably the biggest challenge. And yeah, it's probably where I always let JD do all that, but he's not here. He's really good at all that. I just work the cams and kind of fill in his blanks usually, but here lately I've been having to do a little bit more of everything. But thanks again, Reese. Great drive to bring it home in 10th. And when is the next V8 Cops race? Not probably next weekend, right?
It's in August, I believe. First week of August.
Ah, this is that period where we get quite a few weeks in between each race. I think that happens maybe 2 or 3 times where we get a pretty big break in between races.
No, it's
Oh no, July
24th.
21st to 24th. Sorry about that. That's my mess up.
Yeah, and then another 3-week break or 4-week break until Monza, and then another 3-week break or so to the first Enduro. So yeah, so a bit of time in between. So yeah, I think there'll be lots of guys racing as much as they can, especially in preparation for the Enduro.
Awesome. Well, I can't wait. The Supercars Online Premier Series has, man, I think it's blown everybody away on not only the competition but the commentary. Everybody's really stepped up. Jake and Sam, Reese, and Sam Mans even came in for a few of them. So it's been, the whole production of that series has just been stellar, and it's really set a very high bar. And I can't wait to see what the rest of the season brings, and even what next season's going to bring, as high as the bar has been set this season.
Yeah, absolutely. There's a lot on the table, a lot being rolled out for next year, a lot in the process at the moment. I think the team's database has finally been updated on Dan Lisa too, so took a while, but hopefully now after every race, all the drives and teams championships are updated 5 minutes after the race, and yeah, there's a lot being added to production value for this before endurance, and yeah, next year we'll continue to identify little bits and pieces and work on them, and but yeah, it's coming along really good. Yeah, Fonte's overseas. I think he had a chat to what's his name from Race Spot, and yeah, so it's good just getting all these partnerships and everything going along. So yes, it's definitely going from strength to strength, year on year. So everyone wants everything to happen in 1 year, but we've had a good year, and next year will be even better.
Yeah, just
That's it. Rome wasn't built in a day, so you guys are doing a great job, and it's great to see it evolve. And you should all feel really proud of yourselves. And it's not just that; it's all the racers who also race in the series. All you guys do a great job in the driving terms, and yeah, it's great to see such a series pick up from pretty much just an idea that a few people articulated, and it's great to see it go from strength to strength. So well done to all you guys.
Yeah, no, it's good being involved in the last year or so. Always have my V8 Scops hat on, my team hat on. So try and put different hats on. Really trying to make it the most fair, impartial, and balanced thing we can. Yeah, right through from race control for the broadcast, and yeah, like to see more teams. It's good to see some privateers up there, and hope to see some more teams sort of step up and take it to us. Because lots of guys forming teams together, and there's no reason why I think they can't get up there and mix it up in the top 5 and top 10. So yeah, always how it is with motorsport nowadays. Since I've been on the race and such a fan of motorsport now, and I've got too many great drivers I love in real life V8s and Formula 1, and likewise in the Scop series. You just want to see everyone do well until they're actually on front of you in track, then you just want to see them go off the road.
I believe you had something to say, Corey. Sorry before I rudely interrupted.
Oh no, I was just gonna say. Speaking of the enduros, I mean, a real interest for me this season with the Scops Enduro is actually the way that we're gonna set the grid for Virginia 500. Could you maybe shed a little bit more light on that, Sean?
Yeah, I believe it's all in a dock somewhere, but instead of the shootout, they're going to have 2 races on the Saturday, one of each driver, and then I believe it's an average of those 2 finishing positions will set the grid for the following race. So yeah, that should be pretty interesting.
Yeah, right. So what's like who actually qualifies the car to put it on pole, or is each driver
For
have their own little?
for the first race, I'd have to check. I'm not sure. I'm guessing it's either done. I don't know if it's done by pre-qual, but you think there's probably a qualifying session first up. But I don't know whether it's for the co-driver or the main driver, or maybe there's no set drivers, just whatever driver you want to throw in each race, I guess. But yeah, I guess we have to go and read the rules and regs and have a closer look.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I've read through that document a couple of times, and I couldn't